You're already clapping. You're already clapping. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Houston's own internationally acclaimed two-time author and motivational speaker extraordinaire. Give it up for the host of the Brandon Holt Show. It's Brandon Holt.
Hey, welcome to episode 43 of the Brandon Holt Show. To all of the fans and supporters, from my heart to yours, I appreciate you. Guess what? I thought we'd do a throwback classic with the one and only international recording artist, Truth Hurts. Then we have international leading expert in beauty, fashion, author, motivational speaker, Mikki Taylor. Then closing out the show, actress, model, TV personality, Ashley Forrestier. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Brandon Holt Show. Subscribe to our YouTube page, The Brandon Holt Show, to catch the show live Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't meet me there, beat me there. Good evening. My first guest, I had the privilege of interviewing her several months ago on the show. Her story was so powerful, I wanted to share the interview with all of the fans right now. Put your hands together and help me welcome international recording artist, Truth Hurts. So, hello, Truth.
Hey, Brandon.
What's going on the West Coast?
You know, the West Coast is always beautiful no matter what, but you know, you Americans don't know how to social distance.
Well, you know what? Hey, now I see why your name is Truth Hurts, because you're going to tell the truth. So,
of course, I already know.
So how did you come up with the name Truth Hurts, and what is your truth, Truth?
I did not come up with the name Truth Hurts. Dr. Dre did when I first signed the Aftermath. We honed in on it after a long session of figuring out what's a good name outside of the name that I had in the past as an artist. And he came up with Truth. And he came up with Truth because I was always very upfront about what I felt about the music that I heard in the studio. Very candid about everything that I had to say creatively.
So you got a chance to work with Dr. Dre, icon. What are some lessons that he taught you?
Man, he taught me that a song is not a song until it's a great song. And I'll say what he's taught me has really gotten in my way, because that's why I haven't released anything, because he taught me to be a perfectionist, that you don't just release just anything.
So he taught you to be a perfectionist. What voice goes on in your head when you're putting a song together, you're trying to figure out the right words? What is that voice saying to you? Usually
it's the music or a track that inspires me. It's been very, it hasn't been many times that I've created something without music or without an instrumental or beat or an entire production. And I was spoiled back with Dre, because I could hear an entire production being made in front of my face, and then I could write. But when you don't have that luxury, it's not as easy to create. But I definitely have to hear something that inspires me musically, because I'm so picky about the music.
And I like what you said. Dr. Dre gave you a chance. Think about Aretha and Whitney. And just think of all the brilliant women before them who gave them a chance, and they turned into icons. How important is it just to say, you know what, I'm going to open the door and start helping people follow their dreams?
I got to tell you, Brandon, there's too many. But what I'll say is, when you spoke about Aretha, when I was first coming into the game, there was a producer, a very renowned producer, who told me that until I experienced pain, until I experienced suffering, I wouldn't be able to do on that studio microphone what I needed to do. And he had worked with Aretha. And he told me that when she went out and experienced the kind of pain and suffering that she needed to from love or relationships, when she came back and she got on the microphone, it was just, man, it was out of this world, because she had that experience in her heart and her soul that let her put down on that microphone and in feeling and emotion what she needed to put down. I'll say for me, it's been so much. When I first left Aftermath, and I had to separate from the label, which is what I chose to do because of the lawsuit. And I felt like I would be better off independent. I don't know if it was the best choice I ever made, but I know that it was a choice for freedom. And it was a painful choice, but I feel like it helped me develop something in me that showed my freedom for my second album to do what I needed to do as an artist.
A lot of people have asked, where did Truth Hurts go? Is she back? Where is she? Because your song "Addictive" was so powerful that I'm probably a little younger than you, Truth, but I grew up on that song. And so what can people expect from you going forward? All of your fans out there, they love you. You have a great spirit. Your stage presence is amazing. It's electrifying when you walk out there. People want to know what's next for you.
I have been doing film.
What are some of your recent films?
Well, let me say this first, because a lot of actors think that singers always want to get in where they fit in with the acting because they can't sing. But that's not the case with me. I started off in high school in theater, singing classical music in theater and opera. So I have a love, an honest love for both. So basically, I've been led back to acting via what I originally did. So for me, it's not something that I'm like, okay, let me go run and act because I can't do records right now because I'm not feeling the music right now. It's not like that. For me, I have a genuine love and a genuine passion and a genuine knack for both. So when I'm acting, I don't do anything different than when I'm on stage and I'm giving you my all singing. And it's always been that way when I was coming up as a child. So now you can see me in movies on Netflix. 11, Security. There's a new one coming out. It hasn't come out yet in 2021. The film in Geneva, Switzerland called A Day Like a Week, where I'm playing next to Stephen Bauer and Armand Asante, some really great and powerful actors that put me to the test and made me prove my skill. So you'll see that coming up soon, but you can also see me right now on Netflix as well.
Truth, what are your thoughts?
Day of the Dead, Bloodline. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. What are your thoughts on our first African-American female vice president, Kamala Harris?
I just want Kamala Harris to do one thing for me. I want her to walk into the White House to Addictive, and we good.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. I told you it's Black woman time. Brown woman, Black woman, every other woman time. It's our time.
Come on, Truth.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
Let's go.
So Truth, what message does that send to all the young girls who have come from systems where they were told it can't happen to them? And now they're seeing this in Miss Kamala Harris. What inspiration does that give your daughter and my daughter and other young girls out there?
Well, my daughter is studying to be a physician, and she's great, like her mama. And so I tell girls, brown girls specifically, that you can be anything in the United States of America that you want to be. And Kamala has shown us that that is true. Mrs. Obama has shown us that that's true. We can be what we want to be. We are great. We are to be honored. We are to be respected. And you never give up your dreams. You can be whatever you want to be.
What do you want people to know about you?
Wow, did you have to do that to me? What I want people to know about me is that I'm a woman first, and I'm a mother. And to hone in on what we spoke about being a Black woman, that this is a time where I am more proud than ever to be a strong, a powerful, an amazing Black American woman. And I'm that first before I'm an artist, before I'm an actress. I have a lot to say, Brandon, that I haven't said yet in song and out loud. That moment is coming. But I want people to know that there's a lot more beneath the layers of Truth Hurts than what you saw on Aftermath and Scope and what you've seen thus far. And she's coming at you.
My next guest is an author, international motivational speaker, the leading lady in beauty. Her name is Mikki Taylor. Mikki Taylor holds a very special place in my heart. She is the one who helped launch my career. Her interview was so powerful and electrifying, I wanted to share it again on the show. Let's put our hands together and help me welcome the one and only Mikki Taylor.
Hi there. It's so wonderful to be with you.
So great to have you. You're on the East Coast. Are you all staying safe out there?
Oh, we are staying safe and we're trying to stay warm. It's really chilly right now.
It is. You know, Mikki, I want to tell you before we get started, I won't go into detail because it's kind of a private thing, but I want to just thank you for being a part of my career.
It was an honor and I was proud to work with you then. I'm ever more proud to be on the show tonight. And I just want to say bravo to you for blazing a trail and being clear about your destiny.
Thank you, Miss Taylor. So you wrote this book, powerful book.
Well, Editor-in-Chic, How to Style and Be Your Most Empowered Self, is really my passion piece. You know, I was traveling the country and finding the talk among us was one of survival. And I knew we weren't created to just survive. We were created to thrive. And so I really wanted to change the conversation. And so I wrote Chic to really help us do three things. Certainly to own our lives, to celebrate our truth, and to master our purpose with distinction. You know, little did I know that it would become a pandemic primer, you know, for the stages that we find ourselves in now. And so it talks to you about such essential things as knowing your value. You know, self-perception colors your entire life. It talks to you about the importance of self-care and, you know, one of my faves, how to establish your own celebration circle. And that's that support system that's around you, whose role it is to push, polish, and support you and keep you on purpose. So, you know, and it's got a lot of my sister friends in there, everyone from Jill Scott and Yolanda Adams to experts around the world to talk to you about such things as skin care and hair care, you know, how to build a bankable wardrobe. But, you know, most of all, the last chapter, the Master You Inc. You know, you got to do that if you don't do nothing else.
You got to do it and you got to do you. But Mikki, kind of go into a little bit more depth on the celebration circle.
Well, thank you so much. You know, a celebration circle is that team of celebrants that you have to curate. You know, it can't just be anybody in your circle. Because these are the folks who are going to push, polish, check you when necessary, Samaritan you when you've been knocked down, and remind you of the truth of who you are. They're certainly not going to come to your pity parties, and they're going to keep you from throwing one. But,
come on, Mikki Taylor.
Hey, these are the people who your innermost secrets are safe with them because they know who you are and they know their role in your life. And, you know, the real thing is that your greatness was not designed to operate in isolation. You know, too many of us, you know, we try to do this thing on our own, and the Creator never intended that. He even gave Adam a partner. Come on now.
And you know what, Mikki, everybody needs everybody needs a cheerleader out there. And I really believe, I like what you're saying. Everybody needs a cheerleader, somebody who's going to root them on and push them, because we go through difficult times. And even as professionals, it's challenging to balance our work life and our professional life.
Well, first of all, you have to set boundaries. And, you know, this period, this pandemic has given us some gifts. It has, you know, pushed us to create time for self. And now the critical important thing is what we do with it when we get still. Are we, you know, nurturing what we want to grow and starving what we need to check? Are we making time for others? Are we on someone's celebration circle? You know, out of emergency comes emergence. So if this moment is pregnant with opportunity for your next, how good a steward are you going to be over it? You know, that old expression that folks taught you, take care of home first. You got to do that. Like Angela was saying, and the truth is you can't give out of your lack. because that's when you're going to be
Come
on
on, Mikki Taylor.
Depression's going to come to the table and have a seat. You know, that's when you're going to buy into all the negative stuff, the stuff that isn't true. So yeah, you got to use this time wisely, and you got to watch where you spend your dwell time. If you're not anchoring the news, don't be on it 24/7. Look, if you want a positive mindset, don't invite negative people into your life. So yeah, you really got to be introspective about how you pass through the season.
And you know, Mikki, you're a motivational speaker. I feel the motivation right now. Motivate somebody. Somebody's down, they're discouraged, they don't know what to do from one day to the next. Maybe somebody out there is getting ready to give up or throw in the towel and just say, you know what? I'm done.
Yeah, this ain't time to throw in the towel. Again, this moment is pregnant with opportunity. And if you labor right, you're going to reap the success. You didn't come this far to sit on the side of the road. So you need to keep it moving. And you know, it takes relentless determination. The first thing you got to do is ask yourself, what is my intention and what is my why? And long as you keep that clarity in front of you, you won't give up. Now, if follow somebody else's dream, it's time to stop being a chauffeur and pick up your own, because there is no joy in that. And this will pass. So what you do today will formulate the story that you want to tell tomorrow. So every day you got to ask yourself, what's my story? You get to choose. You want to make it a page turner, because when you come out of this, you're going to have a great story to tell, or you're going to have to be silent because you didn't do any writing on your own pages.
What's one of the key obstacles that stays in the back of your mind that keeps you humble, that you still utilize today to keep pushing?
Well, first of all, I recognize that I was on divine assignment, and that the gift was not mine to do with whatever I wanted to do, that I had to follow the purpose and to be a good steward over my abilities. Secondly, I had to know my audience. And that's what I tell entrepreneurs even today. And even those who work for a company, you have to recognize that you are a brand within a brand. But at the end of the day, you got to know who you serve. You got to know who you serve, and you got to serve them well. So, you know, those are the kinds of things. I had the joy to this every day going to work on behalf of Black women. That is an honor, and it is one that I am even humbled by. So when you know who you serve, when you know their value, you know, when I started in the business, we were still the invisible women. Beauty companies weren't talking to us, let alone creating the kind of products that spoke to our needs and desires. Advocate in those boardrooms to make sure that those products ended up on the shelf, that we came out of the ethnic aisle, so to speak, and were recognized as the divine creations that we are. And I understood how hard we worked for our dollars. So I wasn't going to let any company take that for granted. So yeah, a large part of that is knowing who you serve and recognizing the honor that's been placed upon you to do so.
And Mikki, your hard work was not in vain. You blazed the trail. Talk about the first vice president-elect, Miss Kamala Harris. What is the significance of this move, and how is it going to impact the world going forward?
You know, that could be a whole show in and of itself. But
hey, Mikki, I'm setting you up, Mikki, to come back. That's why I asked you that.
All right now. Well, you know, first of all, we didn't believe that in our lifetime, but we did. And so here is Kamala Harris, a total representing us, breaking barriers. First of all, here she is, the first female VP. She is the first Black VP, and she is the first Black female VP. I don't want that to be lost on anybody. Secondly, Black women turned out and brought the vote. And it's not lost on me that if you go back to 1965, before we really had the power to do so, we couldn't show up and show out. But we did this time. And now, amidst this year of reckoning, we're going to really talk about diversity and inclusion, because we got someone at the top who's going to keep it top of mind for everybody in the White House.
And to all of the young girls out there, this is a prime example that you can be whatever you want to be when you grow up. If you stay the course, stay focused, don't give up, keep going. Mikki, everybody is saying, when are we going to go back to normal? This pandemic we're tired of it. Let's go back to normal. But you said something that really stuck with me. It's not about going back to normal, but what is it about, Mikki?
It's about getting to better. If we're honest, what we had before was not normal. That was a hustle at best. So we want to get to better. And the joy is that we get to define that. We get to script that. Because what we had, no, we shouldn't want that back. We've had time with our families. We've had time. We have rebooted our business. You know, we've gotten to know ourselves. We've learned how to lovingly say no, set boundaries. There's a checklist. We should not want to exchange these gifts for what we had before.
What can you say to me that I can keep with me for the rest of my life?
Just remember to be risk adverse, success adverse. If you don't want to be successful, don't take the risk. But that's not you. So you're going to be relentless in your determination. And I'll be looking for you in the winner's circle.
And you know what, Mikki, I'm just going to tell the world. I don't even care. I'm going to tell them, hey, everybody, Mikki Taylor is the one who shot the cover of my book, Preaching Under the Influence. I was driving down the road one day and I said, let me call Miss Taylor. I had titled my book something about sitting in the pews. And she said, Brandon, that is not going to work. So she helped come up with this title. So I give all credit to this beautiful soul who's here tonight. If it wasn't for her, I would not be standing where I am today. Mikki Taylor, I love you. I appreciate you. Keep on doing a great job and keep on pushing forward. Hey, y'all, my next guest is known for the hit TV show on Oprah Winfrey Network, Put a Ring on It. She's an actress, model, motivational speaker. Her name is Ashley Forrestier. She came on the show several months ago and electrified the audience, and I feel you need to hear her story. Put your hands together and let's welcome Ashley Forrestier.
Hey.
All right, so Ashley, I've always wanted to know how much of a reality show is actually real.
I'm going to be real. Like, that's my thing about, a lot of people even watching the couple episodes that have already aired. They know I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to be honest. Like I said, I've been on a reality show before, this one, but that was like maybe a competition show. So it was like 2012. And that one, it still was real, but some things they can kind of finagle behind the scenes. This one is strictly real, unscripted. And it's, because it's your relationship, they're not wanting to like make something happen. They're trying to see if something's going to happen. So for this show, oh yeah, it was all the way real.
Do you feel like you have to do your makeup every day because you're on camera, or do you just wake up and like you're really in that moment?
Absolutely. Like, you have to do your makeup. The only thing is you have certain times where events are set up for the show, where we have to meet with the counselor or we have to meet with our dates. And so those kind of times, you know what's going to happen that day. Of course, you got to make yourself up. Like right now, I'm a little, like, I'm kind of shy because I wasn't able to put any makeup on because I got a spray tan. I'm so pale. Brandon, I'm like you. I'm struggling. I'm pale.
No. I'm actually darker than you, Ashley.
Sir,
you're not going to do that
right
tonight.
now, not with this spray tan.
Well, I will tell you that I don't know if I could date someone and it's open to someone else coming in and infringing on my territory. You got to be a really confident person to be able to do that.
Yes, you do. And how I feel is you should have locked it down a long time ago. You should have put a ring on it ready a long time ago, and you wouldn't have issues.
Put a ring on it, but make sure when you put a ring on it, keep the ring on it.
Exactly, and make sure you're ready to walk down this aisle.
Wow. Yeah. So are there limits when you go on these dates? Are you allowed to? Are there any limits agreed upon, or anything goes?
The thing is, we had a very explicit conversation about boundaries and things that we can and cannot do. Originally, the boundaries were no kissing, hand holding, no hugging, and all that kind of stuff. Well, according to the last episode, which I just watched, he said that all the boundaries were out the window. I could hug, I could do whatever. What he told
double
me,
standard, huh?
Hello. He said the only thing I couldn't do was have sex, but who's having sex on the first date? Come on. I mean, especially not on TV. That's not me. But so we're going to see how that goes, because I think it's going to get interesting. I think he like bites off a little more than he can chew, so we'll see.
So do we say that as men, hey, you can't do this, but we can do it, but you have boundaries, you have guidelines.
Hello. Ain't no way in the world you're going to tell me that I have all of this and then you can just go out and have fun. No. honestly, like I said, our boundaries wound up being different because he changed his. He said, okay, all of them out the window except for sex. Mine was like, nah, you still better not be kissing,
Mm,
holding, grabbing any cheeks. I don't want to see
mm.
that. Okay. So, it's kind of difficult. I'm just really hoping for clarity to really make a sound decision.
So Ashley, when you're on camera and off camera, let's
Mhm.
go on camera. Let's say there's some division on camera.
Yes.
When you get off camera, is everybody cool, or do you bring that?
Can you read my face? I can't separate it. That's my thing. He was really able to do it. Like he would get upset and get flared up and whatever, and then the cameras go off, and he like, "Hey, so what you want to eat?" And I'm just looking like, hello, don't talk to me. We're not friends right now. Like for me, I can't do that. I can hold a grudge until the day I die. Okay.
Mm.
So if you blow up and we're blowing up, you're gonna like, no, it's the same thing when the cameras go off. I'm upset with you, because and then two, you're so heightened, and then you're like, well, everybody's gonna see this.
Mm.
You might be embarrassed, they might be embarrassed, and then you're just like dealing with the reality of it once the cameras go off. No, it's real.
So Ashley, you really sound like a relationship coach. You sound like an expert out there. So what's the standard amount of time where if you don't put a ring on it, somebody else will? Mhm.
I would say my lesson is for anyone to not wait that long. Like,
Mm.
a guy knows. He took me ring shopping at 3 months of knowing me, not even exclusive. And so I think, you have to be mindful of who you're with, and you can't necessarily just pay attention to the aesthetics. And I think I did. My previous relationship, I kind of was going through something where I felt like I needed more affection, more attention. And this guy, my boyfriend, now he gave me so much attention and affection, and he still does. And I think I got caught up with what I was missing and his fine six pack. And I was like, okay, I can stay, but I think in hindsight, I really should have given him that time. If he wanted that time and didn't know, I should have backed all the way off and not thought in my head, you know what, I can change his mind, because really, who wants to have to do all of that?
Do you feel like if you or when you eventually get married, things will be different? Because you've been with your boyfriend for 9 years. So what's going to be different once you actually have a ring?
Well, it all depends on if I am still with him. That is the key.
I'm not touching that. I'm
Right,
not touching that.
exactly. I'll touch it. Okay. So the thing is,
Hey, wait, Ashley. Are you sure you're not acting right now?
oh, hello. No, I'm not. Does it look like I'm acting?
All right, because your
My
viewership
good
is
side. If it looks
your
like I'm acting, let me give you my good side.
your viewership is going up right now. So we're listening. We're listening eagerly to what you're going to say next.
Yes. So the thing is, you have to watch the whole show. I can't give any spoilers of whether I got the ring or not, if he put a ring on it or not, if I accept it or not. I can't really say that. The only thing that I will say is that there was an important thing that I did say on the show, was that I'm not afraid of marriage. I'm just afraid of marriage with the wrong person.
Mm.
Going through this experience, I learned a lot of things about myself as far as settling or just rushing because now someone else is ready. And
Mhm.
so that is not something that I want to do. So I think marriage can be beautiful. I know it's a journey. It's tough. You have your ebbs, your flows, you have ups and downs. And I get that. I just want to, when I do get a ring on it, when I do make that decision to get married, I want it to be one time. So unless God is telling me to move, I'm not moving. And that's period, point blank. I don't care if it's with him. I don't care if it's with LL Cool J. Okay.
So, Ashley, what do you say to the lady who's very well educated? She has a great job. She's independent, maybe in her 30s, 40s, 50s. Age doesn't matter.
Right.
She wants to be in a relationship, but she's worked so hard to build her career, her income, and maybe the guy that she meets is not quite on the same level as she is. What do you say to these two individuals?
Ooh, okay. So I'm not one that's like, oh, you have to be able to take care of me, whatever, because I consider myself very independent. But I would also like to be equally yoked, because
Mm.
it's cute when you can do everything, but after a while you get to the point where you don't want to have to do everything. And that's the thing. I don't mind someone that doesn't make as much as me, but eventually, I like to go on trips. I just want you to be able to handle yourself, be able to take care of yourself. I'll be able to take care of me. And then maybe, surprise me a couple times, take me on some trips. But I would say, it's love is what I found. Love is not the most important, just not the only thing that you should look for in a relationship. All of those things matter. Financially, you have to be linked with someone that can at least take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say across the board, spirituality, everything is so important. And it's not just love, because you'll be in love and be sitting under a bridge. And
So what's next for you, Ashley? You're on this reality show. It seems like your career is just like the doors just now starting to open, and
yes,
big things are on the horizon. Where do you see yourself, and how do you plan on getting there?
I definitely am amazed at God's ability to open this door and give me this opportunity. When I was moving here, I was just like, God, you know what I want to do? I want to move to Atlanta. I want to pursue acting and this. And I don't want people to think that I'm acting on this show, because it's genuine. And honestly, no lie, I'm just a big crybaby. On this show, if you see it, you'll see real and genuine emotions come out. But I definitely want to get more into acting, because that's my love. That is what I love to do. I want to do more TV and film, and I'm currently pursuing that, an agent down here in Atlanta. I have one in Houston. Shouts out to Pastorini Bosley Talent Agency. They're phenomenal. But I need to get one here and just start hitting the ground. I'm just hoping that being on a platform for my auntie Oprah, that, of course, the right eyes, will be able to be laid upon me. And I appreciate and I thank you for that blessing. You don't even realize that you spoke over me, that, more doors will be opening. And I look forward to that happening as well, that my gifts will make room for me.
What inspires you?
What inspires me? Honestly, I'm a big person on being a good person, energy, that kind of thing. I love people that you can be around and that can support and uplift and do that. That kind of stuff inspires me. Honestly, I would love to be, a role model to little women everywhere that look like me, that, say, you know what, I want to do something, but I don't know. It inspires me to see people going after what they want. And that's who I want to be for someone else. I want to be that for my nieces and my family members that look up to me and say, hey, auntie, I want to do this. That kind of stuff inspires me. I just want to stay humble, stay careful, keep God first. I don't want all that just to be famed, to be like looking down on people. That's my thing. That's not my thing. I want to be able to lift people up that want to be where I want to be.
And what I hear you saying is that, acting and even singing, it's not who you are, but I mean, it's not what you do, but rather it's who you are.
Yes.
You're a people's person. You're about people. What's that one moment in life where maybe you felt like giving up and throwing in the towel, saying this is it, but you decided to bounce back to where you are today? Can you recall that moment?
I've actually had a few. Okay. So actually during Hurricane Katrina, when that happened in New Orleans, I was considering going to law school. And I was kind of putting in the work, doing all that kind of stuff. And Katrina hit. And I moved to Houston. And it was very jarring. It was scary because, you shake your life up, but it also puts things into perspective. You lose everything. And you're just like, well, what am I doing all this for?
Actually, you are in a season right now where you are maximizing potential and can't wait to see what the next season brings you as you're catapulted to a whole new dimension of entertainment. I personally wish you the best, and all of those who are supporting you and working with you, your potential. Hope you get a ring put on it. And we would love for you to come back on the show anytime that you want to share a new project or just come in and say a few words. We would love to have you. So thank you so much for coming. To all of the fans, thank you for tuning in. Make sure to live your best life one day at a time. Whatever your dream, your goal, your ambitions are, go get it. Go make it happen. It's going to happen for you. Catch us every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube, The Brandon Holt Show, and follow us on Instagram at Brandon Holt Show. Until next time, have a wonderful night.